All right, Alpha, we're working on your forehand here, and I'm just going to draw a real simple line here, two lines. And one is obviously the ground. The other one is your edges of your racket. So I want your edges of your racket um, to be perpendicular to the ground. So this red line going up and down is really going to be your guide. As you can see, I really want you to work on these things moving forward. And you can do it slowly so that you can get it. But as you can see, your edges are not perpendicular at all. They're more on this sort of line when in fact you want it to be more on this 90-degree angle. So that's what I want you to really focus on. The next couple of forehands you hit, remember, these are the mid-court. These weren't full courts. You actually get a little bit better. So let's focus on that. This next one gets a little bit better, but it's still not perpendicular, or your edges are not facing that right fence. So here is really good. Here is still really, really good. I could still take this, and all of a sudden your palm starts facing the ground, which isn't ideal. And now you start closing up that face. But it's not as bad as it has been when your face of those edges were literally parallel to the ground. We want them perpendicular, so it's a 90-degree difference. Whether you open your palm so it feels like it's facing the sky, or if you think about your pinky knuckle touching the ground, whatever that trigger or that flex that you said, you've got to work on that so that you can get this feeling of what it's like to square up your racket face rather than having it closed. This last one is your best one. As you can see, not bad. It's not facing the ground at all, as much. You're maybe at a 70 or 80 degree angle, which is a lot better versus absolutely facing the ground or parallel. So this I could work with. This is okay because it will get better here, but it shows that you do have that capacity and that feel for getting it there. Talking about your racket edges to be more perpendicular. Okay. The last thing I'm going to take a look at is your footwork. This is actually pretty good footwork to the extent that your left foot isn't directly in front of you; it's off to the side a little bit. So I like that. The other forehands you take a look at, you are literally stepping straight across, which it really locks your hips, and you can't really rotate them that much. So if you just want to get that right foot anchored first, and then step off a little bit to the side, not completely off to the side, but more towards that left net post. So things to work on, and your forehand will improve dramatically, and you can do this, but it's going to take a lot of practice, or a lot of effort, and you really have to think about that on every forehand for a little bit until it becomes second nature.